from Night of Champions. Well, the shocking turn of events took place. Randy Orton losing the WWE Championship in a very controversial fashion in the main event against Daniel Bryan. If you watched Night of Champions, you will know that the referee in question was uh, Brad Armstrong, the brother of the Road Dogg Jesse James, a WWE had an attitude era legend and one half of the New Age Outlaws. Um, was the Road Dogg. His brother Brad Armstrong was the referee last night for the championship match with Orton and Bryan. During the match, Armstrong got knocked out of the ring. Another ref came in, but after a few minutes, Armstrong came back and at the conclusion of the match, actually fast counted Randy Orton, uh, fast counted Daniel Bryan to the WWE Championship over Randy Orton. Very suspicious, in my opinion. I think tonight we'll see Triple H address that tonight, possibly file storyline file uh, uh, Brad Armstrong just like he did Cody Rhodes a couple weeks ago. This will probably lead to Road Dogg and or both uh, him and Billy Gunn, the new both New Age Outlaws showing up eventually. But we got a lot to cover tonight. The fallout from Night of Champions and what will happen with the WWE Championship. But before we get to Raw, well, I want to remind everyone check out that description and check out that link in the description. Help me convince the WWE to put Jake the Snake Roberts in the 2014 WWE Royal Rumble. But it's time to kick off Monday Night Raw live on the USA Network. So let's get to it. Raw kicks off with Daniel Bryan coming out to celebrate his win, but he's last night, but it gets interrupted by the game, the King of Kings, the CEO, the COO, Triple H. He comes out and uh, eventually calls out the referee from last night's match, which I believe I screwed up his name before. It was Scott Armstrong, not Brad, but it was Scott Armstrong was the referee. He came out and they showed footage of last night's match with Orton and Daniel Bryan. Well, they showed one count where Orton was pinning uh, Bryan. Well, Armstrong counted with uh, cadence, his normal cadence when it comes to a 3 count. They then showed the final pin where Bryan won, which showed that Scott Armstrong actually did count faster than he normally does. Uh, he tried to explain it, and then Scott tried to explain it, and then he turned to Daniel Bryan and said something about they got us, or it's time to come clean, or something like that, which made it sound like Daniel Bryan and Scott Armstrong were in some kind of cahoots together somehow. And I believe it was all set up by Triple H, and uh, to find a reason to get the belt off Daniel Bryan, and not let Daniel Bryan keep the belt. It, uh, he counted Scott Armstrong counted that fast on purpose last night just so they could do this tonight. Well, Triple H would strip Daniel Bryan of the belt, but he then says Triple H then says that no one is the champion, that he'll figure out a way to crown a new champion, and that neither Bryan or Orton are a champion right now. This brings out Randy Orton, and Triple H is demanding that Bryan give him the belt, but Bryan refuses. This leaves Orton to hit RKO, and as Bryan's going down from the RKO, Triple H grabs the belt before he hits the ground, and Triple H walks out with the WWE Championship, leaving Daniel Bryan on the mat and Orton staring at Triple H as he leaves. What does this mean for the Corporation 2.0, as the WWE, at the YWC, IWC as called them? Is there a deception in the links between Triple H and Randy Orton? We'll have to see how WWE Raw continues tonight, but that's how we kicked it off. Very good start. Can't wait to see how well this goes. So let's get back to the show. I forgot to mention big news tonight. Dusty Rhodes will show up. Is scheduled to show up tonight to confront the McMahons about what happened to his sons the last couple of weeks. Plus, as we come back from commercial break, uh, we find out that we go backstage. Well, Randy Orton seems to be a little beat off at the McMahons for not just handing him the WWE Championship after what happened last night. Stephanie gets in the face of Triple H until Stephanie gets in the middle and adds what happened to the old Randy Orton, the cold, calculating, devious Randy Orton that DDT'd her off the middle rope while Triple H was handcuffed. They then say that that's the Randy Orton that they want as the WWE Champion. What does this mean for the fight book tonight? Could we see the return of the Apex Predator, the legend killer that once was Randy Orton? And will he actually bring back the punt? That could be an awesome move to bring back, knowing with this new storyline, this new direction they're going with Randy Orton, that punt kick could be a big part of that. We'll have to wait to see how this unfolds. But coming up next, Dolph Ziggler one-on-one with Dean Ambrose, the current U.S. champ, in a non-title match. Dolph Ziggler picks up the win over Dean Ambrose, the United States champion, in a non-title match. A very high-impact, entertaining match that actually went to a commercial. Dolph Ziggler, in my opinion, seems to be on a bit of a slump as of late. Finally picks up a big win over the United States champion, even though it was a non-title match. And Dean Ambrose is still your U.S. champion, but this could lead to another title match. They did have a title match last night at Night of Champions, but Ziggler came up short on that one as the Shield jumped in. What is Ziggler? The Shield didn't come out, but Ziggler did come out on the losing end of the match last night. Picks up a win tonight in a non-title match. This could earn him another chance at the U.S. title, but I still would like to see him as going for that world title. But that could come down the road. We didn't go backstage to, I guess, the general manager's office with Brad Maddox. A very nervous-looking Brad Maddox is standing with a very peed-off-looking Big Show, apparently waiting for Triple H and Stephanie to show up, as Maddox says that they'll be on their way. They'll be real shortly. What do the McMahon? What does Triple H and Stephanie have to say to Big Show? What do they have in store for him tonight? After the humiliation and degradation that he's been put through the last couple of weeks, what is next? We'll wait to find out. We're about to find out. So let's go back to Raw. We come back to Raw where we go backstage to the back to the general manager's office where Stephanie and Triple H are now there. Triple H starts by saying that he wants Roman Reigns to go he wants the powerhouse of the Shield, Roman Reigns, to go one-on-one with Daniel Bryan tonight. And we then see Stephanie dress down Big Show and tell him that tonight he will stay in the office
until
unless she needs him to do something. Then we didn't go back to the wing. Well, uh,
it's time for
Summerway and Fandango to enter the wing.
they're taking on
Our Truth, Fandango is taking on
our truth.
in the next match. Should be a good, interesting match. Let's see how it turns out.
Mm.
Fandango picks up a win over Our Truth
With the guillotine right
shot from the top rope. But coming up next, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
but that's the
Rhodes that it's coming up next to discuss Cody Rhodes,
his son's Cody Rhodes.
Rhodes and Goldust, plus a business proposition that apparently
Stephanie
McMahon has for Gold for Dusty. What could that be?
What the
We're about to find out. So let's go back to Monday Night Raw. American Dream Dusty Rhodes comes out to confront
Stephanie McMahon?
She ends up giving him a decision to make, but between his two
Sons, Cody
and Dustin Rhodes, which one will get a
contract? She says
that there's only room for one Rhodes in the WWE, but Dusty refuses to pick between his two sons, so she brings out
the Shield,
and then she forces Big Show to come out. She says that he has a
different decision to make.
Does he want to get destroyed by the Shield or KO punched
by the Big Show?
It looks like she's gonna stick the Shield on him
when
Big Show stops it, and
first looks like he's
about to cry again, and apologizes to Dusty,
says he has to do it,
and then knocks him out, and catching him before he falls
to the ground,
and slowly putting him
onto the mat
for the EMTs to come out and put him onto the stretcher. Stephanie McMahon
gets what she wants again,
and then the McMahon family once again embarrassed the Rhodes family. What's gonna happen next with the Rhodes McMahon feud? We'll have to wait to see how it turns out. Will Cody return? Will Goldust return? It should be interesting to see how this plays out, but we still got more Raw to come, so let's get back. We come back to Raw, where we see
6 Divas
tag action with Brie Bella teaming with the Funkadactyls.
As the
Total Divas cast takes on Oksana, Layla,
and
Alicia Fox, Natalia, and the Divas champion AJ Lee
on commentary.
But most of the time, most of the match,
they said Natalia's
headset wasn't working, and alluded
to the fact that
AJ might have had something to do with that. But the
Total Divas pick up the
win. It kind of looked like there was a little deception in the ranks as Brie
Bella
basically tagged herself in and got the win for her team.
But
after the match, the story became the
focus was taken off
the match and put back on the Divas champion AJ Lee, as she and
Natalia
stared each other down. It looks like we're all gonna get what we wanted. Well,
at least what I wanted.
Natalia one-on-one with AJ Lee for the title. Should be a very good match.
Very interesting match
to watch. But we still got more Raw.
They're live in
Cleveland, Ohio, as we see the hometown boy Miz backstage talking to Brian Maddox
about something.
Not sure what that's about, but I guess we'll find out later on the show. But we still got
more Raw to go,
so let's get back to it. Well, Van Dam picks up a big win. Well, not a big one, but another win over the
SmackDown
World Championship Money in the Bank holder, Damien Sandow.
Via the 5-star
frog splash. I thought it was really funny that when
Van Dam actually won.
They messed up the interest. They messed up the music.
And actually played.
Damien Sandow's music for the first couple seconds, but
The,
we didn't find out what the Miz was so happy about before.
uh, he will get
A one-on-one match I get later in the show, I guess, against
the former.
world champion Randy Orton in his hometown, Cleveland, Ohio. Miz goes one-on-one with the Apex Predator, Randy Orton.
Should be an interesting match.
But we still got more Raw to go, so let's get back. I was mistaken as the match with
Orton and Miz was actually
the next match on the show. Uh,
Miz came out to a
Standing ovation from his hometown crowd. He actually went to the ringside to
uh,
spend some time with his parents who were in the audience.
ringside.
But while Miz was talking to his parents, Randy Orton jumped in behind to start the match. The match didn't actually start
For like
until like 5 minutes after Orton jumped him. But
um,
Orton, it actually Miz
actually got a little bit of offense.
offense in, but Orton pretty much ran the whole match.
Uh,
It ended in it ended in a disqualification as
Orton
continued to beat down Miz and
basically was not listening
to the referee's instructions. Uh,
after the match.
Orton DD at one point Orton DDT'd Miz off
The
guardrail the same way he does in the ring off the rope, but it was off the guardrail
and it was right next.
right in front of Miz's parents.
Pretty much the entire.
Entire match, the entire fight, Orton was beating Miz pretty much right in front of his parents, which made for a lot of drama. But
The
segment ended where Orton had Miz in the
middle of the
middle of the ring. Orton goes out, picks up a chair,
and puts it.
puts Miz's head inside the chair, and it looked like he was
Gonna stomp on it, but
instead Orton decided to back up into the corner,
and it looked like he was gonna punt him.
and I was actually hoping he was gonna punt Miz, bring it back, but
Instead, he decides to
run and drop a knee onto the chair.
onto Miz's neck.
Uh, I kind of like this new direction.
And they're going with Randy Orton.
The old cold-blooded
I don't want to say it, but cold-blooded
killer type thing he's got going. The Viper gimmick is taking
taking in a whole new.
direction. But is this what Triple H and Stephanie wanted
When they were
saying that he lost his killer instinct, or his killer instinct,
we'll have to wait to see.
what they think of this. But we still got more Raw to go, so let's get back to the show.
Ryback comes out with
Paul Heyman in a wheelchair. Heyman says that
there was.
no master plan last night for his match with CM Punk.
He says CM Punk
Kind of dead to rights that he believed CM Punk was about to destroy him and end his
life.
on at Night of Champions until he was saved by Ryback. Ryback apparently his new Paul
What if he was
Paul Heyman guy is now serving as Paul Heyman's bodyguard
of sorts?
and says that Heyman will not does not have to worry about
CM Punk as long as
Ryback's around.
I can see this heading.
Towards Hell in a Cell, where it could be Ryback versus
Punk.
in one of the cell matches. But
It's
a very interesting turn of events in the career of Ryback. I didn't really like
Ryback when he first
showed up with the whole Goldberg rip-off gimmick, but I kind of like this whole uh, new
direction of going.
with Ryback, with the fact that he's pretty much a bully backstage.
But says that
He, like he said tonight about CM Punk, he called CM Punk
a bully.
beating down Heyman at the pay per view, and says
And Ryback says
he doesn't like bullies. That's why he jumped on CM Punk last night,
and say Heyman's
backside. But we've still got more war to come.
main event. Daniel Bryan.
Versus Roman Reigns of the Shield should be interesting. So let's
Go back to Seattle.
war continues. The Usos get the final win in an elimination three-way tag team match. They also featured Tons of Funk and the Real Americans. Real Americans first eliminate Tons of Funk, and then all eliminated or beaten by the Usos, which means the Usos
Get a
future WWE Tag Team title match against the Shield,
which I think should be awesome.
to watch. But still to come, we got
The main event.
Roman Reigns one-on-one with
The former champion. The former
WWE champion Daniel Bryan. But we still got
about 30.
minutes to kill on Raw, so let's get back to see how it ends. The main event match featuring Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns
Ends.
in controversy as Daniel Bryan looked like he was about to win when
Randy Orton jumped into the
Ring Orton and the Shield were all sitting. The Shield was standing
while Orton was
sitting outside the ring. Just as Bryan looked like he was about to win,
Orton.
Dove into the ring and stopped it. Daniel then
Then
locked in the yes/no lock on Orton. This brought in
the other two members of the Shield.
it looked like it was gonna be a 4-on-1. Well, it ended up being a 4-on-1
4-on-1 beatdown.
and it looked like Orton was gonna sandwich Daniel Bryan's
Head in the chair like he
did to Miz earlier tonight, but
instead the cavalry
showed up in the form of Zack Ryder, Dolph Ziggler, R-Truth, the Usos, RVD, and
the primetime players.
the Kofi Kingston took a spear from
Roman Reigns. But
that was all the offense the Shield got in as the
Ziggler hit the famous
on Dean Ambrose, which made him bounce up
back onto his feet.
to take a sidekick from RVD that sent him out of the ring. The Usos hit a double super kick on their cousin Roman Reigns, sending him out, which left Seth Rollins all by himself in the middle of the ring as
Orton had
ran out and ran through the crowd as the cavalry showed up. Rollins was left all alone to take
the
running knee from Daniel Bryan as the other superstars cheered on Bryan.
the
Raw went off the air with the primetime players holding Daniel Bryan up on their shoulders as the rest of the superstars led the
WWE Universe
in a yes chant to end the show. Finally, the
WWE's
WWE Universe's chosen one, Daniel Bryan,
gets a measure
revenge, gets a good on Randy Orton,
and the Shield.
the Washington finally rises up against
The
Cerebral Assassin and the new regime. How will this
play out going into
SmackDown this Friday and the next pay-per-view coming up? We'll have to wait and
see how that turns out.
But that's the end for me.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Check out that description and check out that link in the description that I was talking about
to get Jake Snake.
published in 2014 WWE Royal Rumble. That's War. I'm out.